Hello, everybody. Gbenga Olatunji here, where we'll be looking at the competition section of a business plan. What are the things that we must include under the competition section in our business plan? Basically, we can divide it into like 8 items, and we'll be looking at the 8 of them on my list right away. Of course, by now we know the importance of having a business plan because it focuses our attention to what is important, not only being driven by our business idea. It ensures we look critically into the matter of the real business world rather than the fantasy of business idea that we have. So business plan motivates us to succeed, to be effective, to be efficient in the marketplace, which is very important because no one will actually want to start what he or she will not be able to finish or do properly. So business plan helps us in this regards. So what are the items basically that we need to ensure is critical that we should be able to do this, because if we do not know our competitor, how are we going to be able to maybe beat them to the game or improve on the business generally, innovate? So we need to know them and know them by name. We need to know their location. Where are they located? Does their location give them an edge over us? Don't forget critical success factor in business. So if we know them very well and know where they are located, it may be a pointer for us where know the location, what are their revenue figures like that they've been making, and this day we can easily get such information from the and the like. You may be able to get such, include it in your business plan because it's a factor that we need to consider. It's a pointer to what we too can make and much more. Also, we need to answer the question, how long have they been in business? How long have they been in business? Supposedly, let's say in the industry that we want to go into, the longest serving competitor or business has survived for 5-10 years. We ask ourselves the question. Now we want to go into this business and area of the marketplace. What are we going to do tangibly differently that will sustain us and give our business an edge to live longer for foreseeable future time than our competitor? Then we move on to the second one. We need to define our target market. What markets in what industry do we really want to serve? This may be a simple question, but it may be technical. Let me give us an example. Let's say we want to serve in an educational industry. Now, education is divided into a whole lot: primary, secondary, tertiary, professional, advanced, online, physical. So which one do we want to go to? And don't forget, everyone that I've named, they are actually sub-markets in the original market of educational industry. And under every one that I've equally mentioned are also subdivisions and niches, and we need to specialize. So that is what we are talking about when we're talking about us defining our target market. So in the competition section of our business plan, as we are making plan for our business, we must be able to answer that question. Who are our target markets or customer? Then we must be able to know what percentage of the markets does our competitor currently occupy or are serving. Let's say in the industry that we've chosen to go into is a multi-billion dollar industry. Let's say $100 million. Out of that now, what percentage accrues to the best seller in our industry? We need to be able to answer it. Let's say out of the $100 million market, they've been having 80% share of the industry. And let's say, for example, there are 5 suppliers in that market, and the leader of the industry is already having 80%. So that means the remaining 4 companies are sharing 20%. Then we ask ourselves a question even before going in. When we join in the industry now, in the market, we are going to share again that 20%. Is that what we intend to, or share between the 80%, or develop the market enough for us and expand it? Do we want to strategize alongside of developing the market enough to have more markets to ourselves? Maybe a lot of customers have not been reached. That was the reason we can see the industry is an $100 million industry. But now we are coming in with an approach and strategy of expanding even the market. Then we can have more benefits. So, but until we answer what percentage of the market does the current leader occupies, we may not be able to factor in the strategy for our business operations. Then the next one that we need to talk about and put in competition section is to answer the question about how our home business operations will be different from those that we'll be having around. That is, we need to innovate. What are we going to do differently? If we want more than 20% to accrue to us, if we want to reach out to more customer and make more revenue than currently exists in the industry, what are we going to do differently? This is a very important question that this section of business plan must answer. If we are not doing anything differently, why should an old customer in the industry leave us, new entrants, leave old customer vendors rather, for us, new entrants? they would rather stay with the old business leader than to join our business. So we need to be able to answer that question. What are we going to do differently? What the current leader is doing well? What are they doing well that we need to emulate? Are there room for improvements in the industry? And how can we take hold of that room and occupy it first? Just like the telecom industry, different telecommunication organizations with different ideas and the like. Over the years, the business is contributing seriously to our GDP now. I think around 11% thereabouts, coming from the background of 1%. So that is a serious improvement. Of course, it affects the organization itself and the national. Also, we need to ask ourselves after improving and identifying the room for improvement. In what way or ways are we going to be superior to the business, to the leading business in the industry? In what way? This is similar to the innovation that we spoke about. In what way are we going to be superior? Or we just want to bring the same thing to the table like every other supplier in the industry? We must be able to answer that question, and we move on to the next one. How is our competitors' business doing now? So we need to do market survey, market research, and know enough of them to be able to improve on ourselves. And please, if you are just joining us, please like, comment, and share the video if you are enjoying what you are hearing and learning. And don't forget to subscribe and click all notifications so that anytime we upload, you are going to be notified immediately. Gbenga Olatunji has been speaking for those that are just joining us, and the returning viewers, we appreciate you. Please subscribe. So we continue. How is their business doing now? We need to know. Are they actually growing, or they've been stagnating for a while in form of customer and business sales? Are they scaling up, or they are scaling back? We need to be able to answer those questions here. How are their business operations similar to our own that we intend? And in what way are they different? We need to be able to marshal those points critically. We need to ensure, are there areas of business where the competition actually surpass us? That is, even though we are just new entrants now, are there ways we acknowledge the fact that they are doing better, and that as we are even entering, we cannot come in with our strength? So this is an area of their strength which we need to acknowledge. Then work on our home business. What are the compensating factors for us? If we are not able to give our customers this aspect of service in which the market leader could give, in what area can we compensate for it? If we can compensate for it, most likely customers will consider it. But if we are not able to compensate for it, and we are entering into the market, that may have a huge question for us, and that is actually one of the purposes of a business plan, so that we will not only go into a market with the fantasy of business idea, which is good, but actually face the reality of the marketplace. And it is absolutely very important for me to let us know this, that when we are talking about competitors analysis, it must be an ongoing thing. Now we are studying about business plan and the section that talks about competition in the business plan. But we need to lay it to heart that it's a business process that must be part and parcel of our business. For a business to thrive and survive, we must be able to scan our environment. We've dealt with business analysis, business scanning, and the like, environmental analysis under corporate strategic management and ethics. So if you have not joined us then, or have never viewed our videos from GJAMES Associate channel, you may look out for environmental analysis and the like topic on that, and videos that we've made, so that you can understand this better. It must be a continual business process, because you will stop it to analyze an environment, especially a competitor. The gain and benefit of business analysis and competitors evaluation and analysis will be short-lived, and if that should happen, it's going to hamper our business advancement, which no business owner intends for it to happen. So this section will give us a lot of opportunity to sell our home markets, because having analyzed our competitor or competitors, we will be able to know ourselves very well, our strengths, our weaknesses, our opportunities, and what could threaten our business in the industry. And we'll be able to position ourselves and our businesses to take advantage of rooms for improvement, of strategic opportunities that the industry may have and nobody is actually harnessing at that particular time. So it is important in business planning for us to have a section on competition and make sure all these points, 8 specifically that I've mentioned, are answered. And I quickly recap it. Identification of our closest competitor is important. In banking and financial industry institution, they will say know your customer. Now we need to know our competitor, KYC. Know your competitor very well. Know their location. Who is driving the organization? How powerful are their employees? The know-how and the technology they are deploying. What range of revenue are they currently making? How long have they been in the industry? We need to answer it. We need to be able to define our target market so that we will not mix things up. With clarity, we enter into the industry. We know the percentage of the markets we had loved to share and the gross total of the industry as a whole through market research. We need to be able to understand how the market leader, especially their business operations, will differ from our own, and what are the similarity? What do we want to bring to the table? What room for improvement exists? We must innovate. And how are we going to innovate? We need to answer it in this section. In what way will our business be superior to theirs as a result of our innovation we are bringing in into the industry? How is their business doing now? Is their business growing? Is their business scaling back? We need to be able to answer and use the answer to strengthen our own idea. How is our business similar to their own? We are just entering. Are we going to be bringing the same thing to them? Where do they surpass us in strength? And what factors are we bringing to the industry to compensate for it? All these and many more must be answered in our business plan under competition section. Next time we meet, we are going to go into the core business operation, looking at what we should include in our business plan. From GJAMES Associate Channel, Gbenga Olatunji has been speaking. We are value to life. We are value to your business.